you go.
Every year around the world, people celebrate Robert Burns. Unfortunately, this year we're unable to host our usual Burns supper. Instead, Primary 7-6 and Primary 7 is giving you a taster of the toast, poem, and song traditionally shared at a Burns supper. I hope you enjoy it.
Traditionally, guests at a Burns supper enjoy a meal of haggis, snapes, and tatties, and they may also enjoy treats of shortbread and iron brew.
The haggis is very important and is usually piped in. It is carried on a special plate and given its own toast.
Please be upstanding for the haggis.
Fair for your honest sonsy face, right chieftain all the pudding race, aboon them all ye tak your place, page, trite or thairm, well are you worthy o' our grace, as langs my arm.
The groaning trencher there you fill, your hardies like a distant hill. Your pin would help to mend a mill in time o' need, while through your pores endures the sill like amber bead.
His knifey rustic labour dight, and cut ye up with wee ready slight, trenching your gushing intails bright, like honey dish, and then oh what a glorious sight, warm, weak and rich.
Your powers will make mankind your care, and dish them out their bill o' fare. All Scotland wants nae skin can wear the jubs and luggies. But, if you wish her a grateful prayer, gie her a haggis.
Some hae meat and canna eat, and some wad eat that want it, but we hae meat and we can eat, say let Lord we thank it.
Robert Burns was born on 25th of January 1759 in Alloway, Scotland. Little did his parents know he would grow up to be one of the greatest poets of all time. Robert Burns is better known as Rabbie Burns. Life was really very hard for him and his family. They were poor farming people. There was no such thing as a day off for his family. Rabbie's dad wanted a better life for his children. He wanted them to be educated, but only rich families could afford this luxury. So he had to find another way for his children to learn. So Rabbie's dad and 6 other parents put together to buy a teacher for their children.
Rabbie enjoyed school, especially reading and writing. He read everything he could get his hands on, but in his time, books weren't easy to come by. There was no such thing as bookshops, libraries for Rabbie. The Bible was one of the only books that his family had. With their teacher, Rabbie and his brother Gilbert learned English, Psalms, Latin, and French. Rabbie would read or write every spare moment he would get.
Robert Burns started writing poems so he could show everybody what he was able to do. While Rabbie Burns was working on the farm, his plough destroyed a wee mousie's home. This inspired Rabbie to write To a Mouse. It was written in Old Scots, which people in that time and place spoke. Many of the words are different to the words that we speak today. Although Rabbie had a talent for writing, it didn't pay the bills, especially in the beginning. Throughout his life he worked as a farmer, flax dresser, exciseman, and at one point was ready to go all the way to Jamaica to work on a sugar plantation. Meanwhile, he kept on writing poems. The poem that made him as famous as what he is today was Tam O'Shanter. Another one of his famous poems is To a Haggis. It is normally recited at a Burns supper and then toasted with a glass of whisky. The evening ends with a rousing chorus of Auld Lang Syne. One of the most important literal tasks he completed were his songs for the Scots Musical Museum. Burns contributed over 300 songs, many his own. He was a hard drinker. In 1796 he died of heart disease, but his spirit shall always live on.
Without a doubt, Robert Burns is the greatest poet Scotland has ever produced.
Burns will never be forgotten as his poems and songs are still as popular as they were when they were first written.
So ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and raise your glass for Rabbie Burns. Rabbie Burns.
Rabbie Burns.
My Heart's in the Highlands by Robert Burns. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a chasing the deer. Chasing the wild deer and following the roe. My heart's in the Highlands wherever I go. Farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the north, the birthplace of valour, the country of worth. Wherever I wander, wherever I rove, the hills and the Highlands forever I love.
Farewell to the mountains high covered with snow. Farewell to the straths and green valleys below. Farewell to the forests and wild hanging woods. Farewell to the torrents and loud pouring floods. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a chasing the deer. Chasing the wild deer and following the roe. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go.
Lassies, lassies, what can I say? You ken how to annoy. It's a hard, hard life at Bonnybridge when you are just a boy. To us, you're awfully cheeky, enough to make us great. When here we are, the nicest lads you'd ever like to meet. We really don't deserve it, the way you lassies nag. And what about your Air Force Ones and your Louis Vuitton bag? And for all your fashion items, we didn't really care. For your earrings, or your makeup, or the way you do your hair. We've had about enough of you. Us lads get the blame. We're sick and tired of lassies. It aye turns out the same. But wait, what's this we're seeing here today in our class? Oh my, you all look lovely. We don't know what to say. We like the way you've done your hair. And your manners are so nice. And if we want a fashion tip, we'll ask you for advice. We suppose you know that, Cheeky, and you didn't nag that much. And you really make an effort with your earrings, makeup and such. We are thinking, we are lucky having lassies such as you. And if you didn't help us, we wouldn't know what to do. So, laddies, I'm sure we all agree it's time to raise our glasses. We have fair mair than our fair share of awful bonny lassies. To the lassies.
To the lassies.
Well, Cameron, we think you've got awful cheek. We're fuming and we're mad. Just let me ask you something. You think our nagging's bad? Well, you're selfish and you're cheeky. And us lassies, we're fed up. And you cheat a game of football like you're in the World Cup. And as for being bossy, you lads that win that prize. You talk a load of nonsense and you're always telling lies. And by the way, it's time you took a fashion tip or two. If your mum didn't get you dressed, would you care what to do? You really need a helping hand in life. If you want to be successful, you'll need to get a wife. So now we start to think it. We suppose you're not too bad. And if we're a wee bit cheeky, it's not going to make you sad. We're thinking, you're looking not bad today. We've noticed, you're clean and tidy. Well, at least you've washed your face. Lads, you ken we're only joking. You're the lads we love the best. Well, apart from you and Tom Holland. You're better than the rest. So lassies, stand and raise your glass and drink your iron brewdon. A toast to the lads in our wee school, the brawest lads in town.
To the lads.
To the lads.
To a Moose by Robert Burns. We sleek at Cower and timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Though need no start a war so hasty, we beggar and brattle. I would be late to run and chase ye with murder and paddle.
I'm truly sorry, man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earthborn companion and fellow mortal.
I wee bit pussy to and ruin, it silly was the winds are strewn, and Nathan now to big and newn, o foggage green and bleak December winds will soon be snell and keen.
But now safe thou art in all thy lane, improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes will mice and men gang after play, and laying us now but grief and pain for promised joy.
Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only touches thee, but I backward cast my eye on prospects drear, and forward thou I hanny see and guess and fear.
John Anderson, my John, when we were first acquainted, your looks were like the raven, your bonny blue was praised, but now your praise is found, John, your looks are like the sun. And blessings on your frosty path. John Anderson, my joy. John Anderson, my joy. John Anderson, my joy, my joy. We climbed the hill together, and many a canty day, John, we had been another. There we once all to do, John and in hand we will go, and sleep together as the foods. John Anderson, my John, when we were first acquainted, your looks were like the rain, your bonny bride was praised, but then your prayer is found, John, your looks are like the snow. But blessings on your frosty path. John Anderson, my joy. John Anderson, my joy.
A Man's a Man for All That by Robert Burns. Is there for honest poverty that hangs his head and all that, the coward slave who passing by would dare be poor for all that?
For all that and all that, our toils obscure for all that. The rank is but the guinea staff, the man's a gowd for all that. What though in hamely fair we dine, we're holding grey and all that. She fills their silks and knaves their wines, a man's a man for all that.
For all that and all that, the tents of snow and all that.
The honest man, the heir sae poor as King Omen for all that.
You see yon birkie called the Lord, but struts and stairs and all that. Though 100 worships at his word, he's but a coof for all that.
For all that and all that, his ribbon star and all that, the man o' independent men who looks and laughs at all that. Then let us pray that come it may, as come it will for all that. The sense and worth are for all the earth shall bear the gree and all that.
For all that and all that, it's coming yet for all that. That man to man the world o'er shall brothers be for all that.
The place that I call home. Wherever I may wander, wherever I may roam,
My heart is here in Scotland, the place that I call home. It would take so long to count out the gifts she has to give, but to me her biggest treasure is the village where I live. And wherever life may take me, wherever my path goes, I'll always love the village where the bonny water flows. Where Jenny's Park lies, waiting for me and my pals to wander down the nature reserve by the Forth and Clyde Canal, to cycle along the towpath, see the Falkirk Wheel and all, and view the distant Ochils when they're covered o'er with snow, to venture up to Rough Castle, to march on the Roman road, along the Wally Antonine, by the Romans' old abode, then to climb the Cowden Hill, and with a lion rampant flying, and look upon my village as a pleasure there's nae denying. I love my home in Scotland, with the gifts she daily gives, but to me our biggest treasure is the village where I live. And wherever I may wander, wherever I may roam, my heart is here in Bonnybrig, the place that I call home.
Up in the Morning Early by Robert Burns. Cold blows the wind, frae east to west, the drifters driving sairly. Sae loud and shrill I hear the blast, I'm sure it's winter fairly.
Up in the morning, snow for me, up in the mornings early, and all the hills are covered with snow, I'm sure it's winter fairly.
The birds sit chattering in the thorn, all day they fare but sparely, and langs the night they e'en to mourn, I'm sure it's winter fairly.
Up in the mornings, snow for me, up in the mornings early, when all the hills are covered with snow, I'm sure it's winter fairly.
P76 would like to share a funny song about a haggis. It's not a traditional Bunsmom song, but it's one that we enjoy here and then.
Away up in the Highlands there is a haggis farm. There's great big hairy gurdies to keep them all from harm. They stand up guard from morn till night and then from night till morn. They tuck them in their little beds to keep the blighters warm. Oh, how many legs is a haggis and how high can it fly? Has it got wings and such like things to shove it through the sky? I dearly love to see it, it's such a bonny sight. Counting the legs of a haggis on Robert Moonlight night. The English are surely a disbelieving crowd. They won't believe a haggis, a thing of which we're proud. They told them many fairy tales, but one that is absurd is where we like to kid them on. A haggis is a bird. Oh, how many legs a haggis and how high can it fly? Has it got wings and such like things to shove it through the sky? I dearly love to see it, it's such a bonny sight. Counting the legs of a haggis on a broad brick moonlight night. We had a bar supper, the speaker was in place. A great man rose to give a toast about the pudding race. He spoke those well-known words that shook the hanger from his pouch. He shoved it in onto the hedge, and haggis shouted, ouch! Oh, how many legs is a haggis, and how high can it fly? Has it got wings and such like things to shove it through the sky? I dearly love to see it, it's such a bonny sight. Counting the legs of a haggis on a broad brick moonlight night. This falls like they have football, at least that's what they say. But still the World Championship has never come their way. When playing continental teams, we beat them young and all. They'd always win if they could use a haggis for a ball. Oh, how many legs is a haggis and how high can it fly? Has it got wings and such like things to shove it through the sky? I dearly love to see it, it's such a bonny sight. Counting the legs of a haggis on a broad brick moonlight night.
We will now finish with Auld Lang Syne.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and the days of Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll tack a couple kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And here's a hand, my trusty ship for old lang syne. We'll tack a couple kind ship for old lang syne.
3.
Thank you for watching our Richard Burns Supper. We hope you enjoyed it.